they still ban it.
Welcome, everyone, back to the huddle. Alongside me, Brady Show, Pat McCarthy, and special guest, QB1, Jack Still. Welcome. Jack, how you feeling today?
Feeling pretty good. Glad to be here. You know, a couple of good guys around me, and I'm just excited to be on the podcast.
Definitely. Thank you, Jack.
So it was a pretty eventful Week 12 in the NFL.
Longest week ever.
We just saw the Ravens conclude their game against the Steelers where they lost without Lamar Jackson. We'll get into that later. Should we just go ahead and hop right into our rankings for the week?
Let me touch on the Vikings and the Packers games first.
Of course.
Quickly. The Packers annihilate the Bears on Sunday Night Football. It was actually a nice game to watch. For once in the last couple of weeks, haven't been the best games, even the wins for the Packers, but embarrassing the Bears on national television. Best rivalry in sports. Doesn't get better than that. Here you go. What did you talk about?
Sorry, I couldn't hold back Preston Smith's performance this week.
Oh, wow.
Shout out Preston Smith. I know you're listening, and I know you took that to heart, so you're welcome. As for the Vikings, I'd love to talk about Kirk, but I learned my lesson on that. Great performance by Kirk. I don't know if we should have won that game. I don't know if we deserved to win the game, but at the end of the day, we did, and we're back in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, we gave up 2 touchdowns on essentially back-to-back plays, and, that's kind of not lucky for the Panthers, but in a way, like, it's not going to happen again. Our defense played pretty well, I thought, and then obviously Chad Beebe clutching it up at the end. Little foreshadowing for me, but clutching it up at the end, and they pulled through.
Since you guys are touching on the Vikings and the Packers, I just want to shout out the New England Patriots very quietly beat a pretty good Arizona Cardinals team. And I think that you just can't count the Patriots out or Bill Belichick. He was able to get Kyler Murray contained. He's hurt a little bit, but that was an impressive win, and I think that they're still going to be able to make some sort of playoff push at the end of this.
Just for reference, Jack is a Patriots fan who decides whether he's a Patriots fan or a Vikings fan, depending upon which team is having a better season. And right now he's kind of screwed. But anyway.
I would like to point out that I'm not the Justin Hackman of this group. I have declared myself a Patriots fan over being a Vikings fan.
To be fair, he did make Vikings a secondary team, but he kind of claims both, but not like the Hackman factor. He claims 100% of both. You can't do that.
Nope.
For everyone out there, you have to pick one team. You can't be 100% fan of 2 teams. You can have a second favorite team.
Doesn't work like that.
You can claim like 50% fandomship of each team if that's what you want to do, but that's just stupid.
All right.
Go on.
My bad.
Don't question him on this.
All right, let's hop in our rankings, Jack. Why don't you start us off with your 10th best team this week?
Number 10 coming in, I got the Cleveland Browns. They're a quiet 8-3 team, but you can't ignore the fact that they just continue to win games. They don't have their best wide receiver out there, but Jarvis Landry's starting to pick it up. Baker Mayfield's starting to be a steady quarterback, and their defense is playing well. So,
yeah, you can always expect the defense from the Cleveland Browns, and I also have them at 10. The run game's been really solid. Nick Chubb has been going off these past few weeks, racking up, I think, back-to-back 100-plus yard games after being out for a while. Baker's just doing what they need Baker to do, facilitate. So, they're playing good football, but I'm ready to see them get a bigger test.
Coming in at 10, I got the Rams. Big loss this week. I still think they're a very talented team. It was kind of a weird game this week, so I'll kind of give them a little break. I think they're a really solid team. They don't have much to worry about, but that loss was tough for sure, especially against a 49ers team that is hurting.
Yeah, I also had the Cleveland Browns slotted in there at 10. I really like their defense, just like everyone does. And I think I like Baker more than most people, but he's not having a great season. Hopefully he can turn up near the end of the season and get a lot better, and they can make a playoff push.
Coming in at 9, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're a team loaded with talent, but at this point they haven't been able to do a lot with it. Is it Tom Brady? Is it Bruce Arians? Is it the fact that Ronald Jones needs to touch the ball more? They can't seem to figure it out. I have confidence that towards the end of the year they will, just based on their roster, based on the fact that they got the defensive rookie of the year back there, Antoine Winfield Jr. So I think they'll be able to figure it out, but they have been a disappointment in a lot of games this season.
Yeah, my 9th spot, this is where I have the Rams. Yeah, as Brady mentioned, it was just kind of a bad game against a team that they should have easily handled. I kind of alluded to it in past weeks when they beat Tampa Bay. I don't trust Jared Goff, and last week he had a down week, 198 passing yards and 2 picks, no tutties. That's you kind of get somewhere in between like against Tampa Bay Goff and against the 49ers Goff, and yeah, he wasn't great. So I trust the Rams, but they go as far as Jared Goff goes to me, so I have them at 9.
Coming in at 9 for me, I got the Browns, pretty similar to what everyone's been saying. They just keep finding a way to win, and as long as they do that, they're going to continue to stick around in the top 10.
I got Mr. Unlimited and the Seahawks coming in my number 9 spot. I guess it's not as close as it looked. They got that little Hail Mary touchdown there, the Eagles did, but yeah, Russell Wilson just does not look the same. He kind of did the Josh Allen effect. He kind of fell off after like the first 6 weeks. We'll see if he can turn back up near the end of the season. But that defense, they're getting pressure, which was nice with Dunlap and Jamal Adams coming back. So we'll see if that can continue against some better teams, better offensive lines than the Philadelphia Eagles. That would be a huge bonus for them. But yeah, got them slotted here at 9.
Coming in at 8, I got the Indianapolis Colts. I think that they've started to really figure everything out. They lost one this week that they would have been able to gain a lot of trust of a lot of people. They would have been able to beat the Titans, but Daddy Phil back there, they got a solid offense going. Their defense has been doing pretty well, and if they can figure out to win out most of their games, they're going to have a pretty not soft, but they'll get home field for a lot of the playoff schedule, and I think they'll be able to make a run.
Yeah, at number 8, I got the Titans. Derrick Henry went off, and that's kind of the only way that I think you beat the Colts. Passing against them is pretty tough. They force a lot of turnovers. Derrick Henry doesn't turn the ball over too much, and they just gave him the rock, and he had a huge day. I don't trust the Titans all that much, but I thought they played pretty well, and their record is 8-3. So this is a solid team. They're really hard to get a gauge on, but they had a really good win against the Colts, and they reclaimed the top of the AFC South.
Coming in at 8 for me, I got the Bucs. Jack pretty much said anything right on. Just giving Rojo the ball a little bit more. Not sure if Arians' coaching style is matching the Tom Brady style of play, but I think it remains to be seen, and I'm still confident in this team going into the playoffs.
Yeah, so I got the Colts slotted here at 8, and Daddy Phil kind of got exposed by the rushing game of the Tennessee Titans there. But I think Phillip Rivers is still Phillip Rivers. Their defense is still their defense. I think Michael Pittman's coming around finally. Well, I guess not finally. He's a rookie.
He was hurt. Yeah,
too. And it just seems like these rookies now are producing way earlier than they should.
Yeah.
And this looks like
Especially
guys like
this
Pittman.
year.
It was a stud wide receiver draft, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These guys are just producing right up. Even last year, the rookies produced pretty quickly. So I think it's just kind of trending in that direction. Where
even outside of the wide receiver position, there's a lot of guys making a difference, like on the O-line, on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Guys are starting to pick the stuff up quicker. As I think college offenses tend to trend more towards the pro-style offense more and more. It's kind of been, it depends where you go, but I think more and more they're getting more complex offenses in these college systems.
Yeah, so coming in next, I got the Titans. Again, basically agreeing with what people had before me said. I just think that they're just building on what they had last year, and I think now that they got their first kind of playoff run in the books, I think they're going to have a lot more experience and veteran leadership come from Tannehill, and I got a lot of trust in them to succeed later down the road.
I got the Colts at 7, and I have a 1 spot over the Titans, even though they just lost to them. The Titans are a matchup nightmare for the Colts, and I think that definitely showed. I still trust this Colts team a little bit more than I trust the Titans, so that's the difference there moving forward at least. I like this Colts team a lot. As you know, last week my hot take was that they'd be representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. I still think it can be done. I think they just got exposed by Derrick Henry and the Titans last week.
Why do you think that's a nightmare matchup?
Because Derrick Henry doesn't turn the ball over. And
So
they
you
need
think
turnovers.
the number one defense league is turnover dependent? I don't know if I think it's a legit question.
Yeah, I think that factors in.
Okay.
Rex got roasted. Read what they just said. They want more for. Wait, no.
All
The
right,
left.
let's-
Oh, that's me and Brady. You just got roasted, Jack.
Yeah, they want us on the mic more, bro.
Oh, sorry.
All right, back to I'll talk more. I know it's pleasant, but all right, coming in at 7, I got the Titans.
Thank you, Philip.
Way to build his
You are a
ego.
real one.
I got the Titans. I got the Titans coming in at 7. I love this team. I think Tannehill is a trustworthy quarterback at this point, and obviously keep giving the rock to Derrick Henry. He's going to do some stuff.
I think I had the mic when you said that.
Yeah, no, I think it actually did roast me. Now that I think about it.
Good luck.
They are
Shout
both-
out.
Philip, I'm sorry. I'm not getting it done for you.
Regardless, if you
regardless,
don't like
we
the podcast,
appreciate you're here, man. We appreciate you here. At the 7, I got the Rams.
Love the master
Wow.
chat.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Philip. Much
Philip
appreciated.
needs to make up his mind if he hates you or not.
I think it might be Coley, which would be
All
Clown.
right, keep going.
Okay, well, I got the Rams here.
It's for sure goal.
Really like the Rams. I like their defense a lot. Aaron Donald's making some plays. I like Jared Goff a lot more than Pat does.
Oh my
Agreed.
God.
Jared Goff is a good.
He
NFL
took stats
quarterback.
from one game and said he's inconsistent.
he's turned the ball over
I
too much.
took the
He's-
stats
when
from
he
the
turns
past
the
2
ball
years.
over, they rely.
He
They.
also had 3 touchdowns and 330 yards. Thought the game before that. but
I
whatever.
mentioned that.
I'm not saying he doesn't have good games, but I'm saying he's too sporadic with the ball.
I would agree.
Fair enough. I think Jared Goff's a trustworthy quarterback coming down the
I
stretch.
agree.
I know he's not having his best year, but
Oh, he's having a good year.
he's having a pretty good year. Yeah, exactly. All right, well, I got the Rams here. You know, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods and company. Good times.
Coming in next, I got the Seahawks. I got a lot of faith in their offense. I mean, defense wins championships, but at this point, I just love what they got going with DK and their wide receivers and Tyler Lockett. I think they got one of the best obviously one of the best receiving cores in the league. And Russell Wilson, when it comes down to it, is just a gamer, and he's going to find ways to win games. Obviously, they play in some crazy games that they don't want to be in, and they find themselves in some weird scenarios, but they usually come out on top. So.
Yeah, I'm going to have the Seahawks here at 6, yes, as well. Coming off back-to-back wins against the Cardinals, and then this week the Eagles. Their defense is actually starting to play a lot better. The past few games, they're allowing in the teens for points or low 20s. Their defense is playing really well. We know what the offense can bring to the table, and they're kind of starting to put it all together, which is great to see. Russ is still not looking great, but their team is good enough around him to pick him up sometimes. And, yeah, I like the Seahawks team moving forward, so I got them at 6.
Coming in at 6 for me, I got the Bills. 27-17 win over the Chargers this week. They took care of business when they had to. Devin Singletary finally started to produce a little bit more, which I think was much needed out of that run game.
I just got out of the shower.
He did just shower, by the way. But it is #Grease. I totally agree.
I mean, I'm greasy, but anyway, sorry, continue, Brady.
Yeah, we'll just.
Okay. Well, coming in my 6th spot, I got the Bucks. They kind of got off to a really tough start there versus the Chiefs, but then scrapped their way back into the game late. But late game, Patty Mahomes, Andy Reid on the other side, not going to have much of a shot there. But I like the way their defense stepped up after the first quarter, and I thought they played pretty well for the rest of the game. Holding the Chiefs to 27 total points is a pretty good accomplishment. So I thought they played solidly, just couldn't get it done.
Coming in 5, I got the Bills. They've won 4 of their last 5. They played against Austin Eckler last week, and they were able to contain him enough. Chargers are a good team, and I thought they put up a good enough show to get the job done and continue their good little run they got going.
Yeah, Bills off of the bye. They came in, handled their business against the Chargers. It's a good team. I feel like we haven't seen them. I mean, I know they had their bye week, but I feel like I haven't seen them play in a while. But I don't know. The Bills are a good team. I don't think they're the class of the AFC by any stretch of the imagination. This is kind of like a Jared Goff situation. They go as far as Josh Allen carries them. If he plays well, they can make a run. If he doesn't, they're in trouble.
Coming in at 5 for me, I got Russ and the boys. I say that because if it isn't. I mean, Russ is that team at this point. I do kind of like the two-headed monster they got going at running back right now. Carlos Hyde has actually been playing really well. And Chris Carson is a good running back. DK had a big comeback week this week after getting locked down last week. Shout out Jim Schwartz. Yeah, I like this team. You talked about it a little earlier, Matt. It's just dependent on if Russ can keep going.
Definitely, yeah. I actually left the Bills off my list this week. It was a tough decision.
The Bills always get forgotten on
Yeah,
that.
but I think the Browns and the Seahawks both deserved it over them. And I don't know. I don't think I could.
What
bump
about
any
the
of these
Colts?
teams.
Did you have the Rams on your list?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
the Rams deserved over them too.
Okay.
They were my tough call. To
The
leave off.
Rams, yeah, that's fair. That makes
And
sense.
that's just Jared Goff's inability to control football.
Yeah. So we have 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got the Green Bay football Packers here at number 5. I don't think anyone's ever said that before, but I just did. Really fun game to watch. Always good to watch the best rivalry in all of sports and dominate the best rivalry in all of sports. Guys, relax. I'll tell you my top 4. Okay, I think
just a little
the lizard got cracked. I think he's okay though, but the lizard coming back really helps out.
He
the
did
boys.
get cracked.
Yeah, and it was a legal hit, like completely legal, not illegal, definitely legal. Yeah, so I got them here at 4, as we alluded to. A really fun game to watch as a Packers fan. I mean 5, not 4.
Yeah, 4.
Wait, can we answer a question real quick?
Yeah,
We'll do it later. We'll do it later.
All right,
When we
answer
get
we'll
there.
answer the Steelers question right after the power rankings.
Oh, I'd love to answer that question.
Coming in at 4, I got the Saints. They played in kind of a anticlimactic game this weekend. Game against running quarterbacks. I'm pretty sure that combined they had less than 15 receptions and around like 100-something passing yards between Taysom Hill and Hinton. But, they took care of business, which they easily should have. So nothing much new. Sean Payton's got his team on lockdown right now.
Okay.
Number 4 spot, I got the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, they blew the doors off the Chicago Bears. I expected it. And then obviously the week before they had a tough loss against the Colts where they battled till the end. Kind of gave that one away. But yeah, I trust the Packers a lot. I think they're probably going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, they're getting healthy. Jones is back. Lazard's back. They both made impacts right away. Yeah, this team's pretty scary, and they've got a pretty easy remaining schedule.
I got the Packers here as well. One thing I noticed about this game is Jamal Williams looked really good. Aaron Jones' production has dropped off a little bit, I thought, which I think is going to help the Packers if they do want to retain him, because they can keep him on a lower salary than if he was performing at the level he was earlier in the year. But, this defense revolves around Preston Smith, and we saw it this week.
Now here's a big shocker. I got the Titans coming in at 4. That's what you guys
Love
are
it.
trying to figure
I
out.
love it.
Jesus.
They throttled the Colts this week. They throttled them, and that was something that I thought was quite impressive.
I think that was like a very heavily anticipated game.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
just like wasn't a game
Yeah.
because they just ran all over him
Agreed.
right away, and they couldn't stop him. And I thought it was just very impressed to watch. That's why I bumped him up so high. And quickly to touch, Tim Boyle is the future. If you're Evans kid, I do love Tim Boyle, but I think Jordan Love could be good.
I mean, you're paying Jordan Love. Jordan
It
Love's been
sucks
paid $7 million
to be
this
inactive
year to not
the
be
whole year.
active.
Yeah, but he's got to be patient. The thing is, if the kid's not a Hall of Famer, he's a bust, pretty much. It's not. That's what kind of pressure they put on him, drafting him in the spot where you have Rodgers for 2-3 more years, whatever it is. That if you're gonna waste a first round pick during that, he just puts way high expectations, and I hope he can do it. But I think he'll be a solid player. I don't know if he'll live up to his expectation.
Just to continue, I got Packers at 4, one higher than I think at least 1 or 2 higher than all you guys, and that is simply because at 3, Packers at 3.
Oh,
My bad.
he's a
rookie.
newbie. He's a newbie.
Don't worry about him.
Aaron Rodgers is throwing the football just as good as anyone else at this point. I mean, he doesn't have the velocity that Patrick Mahomes does, but he can spin it, and the connection between him and Devontae Adams is downright scary. So that's why I got him up.
Jack, I got a question for you real quick. We know you're a high school quarterback, quarterback 1. If you could compare yourself to quarterback in the NFL today, who do you think it would be?
Christian Hackenberg.
Oh, okay.
I think he's selling real estate right about now.
Okay.
Nice.
Fair enough.
At my 3 spot, I got the Saints. They coming off a good win against the Broncos, where the Broncos didn't have a quarterback. I mean, that was pretty sad. But the Saints are rolling without Drew Brees. Something that I think they'll look at next year. Hey, I mean, is Drew over the hill? Does this rib injury put him over the hill? Who knows? So they'll definitely have to look at that in the future. But yeah, they keep rolling without Drew, which just speaks to the rest of their team. I think they allowed 3 points to the Broncos and scored a bunch, even with Taysom Hill at the helm. So they're playing good football, and they are not going to leave my 3 spot.
I got the Saints at 3 as well, pretty much the same reasons that Pat had mentioned. Not really much else to say there. The defense has looked better, though, which is big plus for them.
Yeah, also Saints at 3. When's Drew Brees coming
Jack,
back?
Phillip thinks you're an air raid QB. He wants to know where you play ball at.
Oh, check. If you actually, we all played at Hill Murray High School in Maplewood, Minnesota. If you check the Blitz highlights YouTube videos, there actually is a highlight tape.
Jack's highlight reel is on there.
His highlight tape is on this channel if you'd like to go check it out.
Appreciate the love.
But yeah, I got the Saints also. When's Drew Brees coming back?
I think
He said maybe week 14. I think it'll be week 14.
Brees will be back for the playoffs. Bottom line, that's all that really matters at this point. They're going to get in. I mean, if they keep winning, they'll get the 1 seed, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
All right, coming in at 2 spot, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. We just watched them kind of grind out a very ugly win against the Ravens, but they grinded it out. And that's all that matters at this point. And anybody that says they haven't played anyone, I don't like that argument. You know, they're winning football games. That's all you can say.
Why the boo, Philip? He's booing us.
He's booing us or booing the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No, I think he's booing the Hill Murray High School.
Oh, okay.
It's okay, Philip. We hate it too.
But anyway, yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers defense is just too good at this point for offenses to really get into any rhythm, and we saw that again today against the beat-up Ravens offense.
Yeah, I have the Steelers at 2 as well. And touching on Philip's comment from earlier, do they deserve to be 11-0? Yeah, they've been the better team in all 11 games that they've played. Has their schedule been strong? No. I don't think that's their fault. They're going to have to play some division rivals here coming up. They just beat the Ravens for the second time. Obviously, they were short-staffed. But, they're going to get their first test in the playoffs, really, or against the Colts and Bills.
Philip says they're not a top 2 team in the league. Who do you think's top 2 teams in the league?
I don't know who you put over them.
Like the Saints?
I mean, I guess I'm fine with the Saints, but
Like
they've stumbled.
Yeah.
I mean, the Steelers haven't. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You can't put an 11-0 team any lower than 2 to be. I mean, they've beaten the Titans and the Ravens when they were healthy, and that's probably their 2 best wins. So I get it. I get why you'd think that. But yeah, I guess to answer Philip's question, we'll see against the Bills and the Colts how good they really are before the playoffs.
Maybe it's Lamar's burner.
At the end of the day, this is the NFL, and it's not easy to win 11 straight games. Like, this isn't high school football. Like, it's hard to win 11 games.
It was so easy to win 11 games in high school football.
I mean, it was for a team like South St. Paul.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Actually, I don't think they ever won that many games.
Okay, just
well,
we get the point.
Eden Prairie.
Yeah, sure.
I don't understand why people are like downgrading the talent that the Steelers have just because they've had an easier schedule. Like, they did beat the Ravens team that the whole world is obsessed with and Lamar Jackson, and they beat them and no one really said anything. So I don't understand the Steelers hate. They're a very good team. All you have to do is look at their record. I really don't care what else you want to talk about. Philip, let's talk.
Yeah. So also Steelers best defense in the league, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the thing.
That's unquestionable.
If Big Ben keeps playing like this,
No.
like this, like that's all you need to do with the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
Like
I think the only question is, can Big Ben perform enough in the AFC Championship game and Super Bowl?
and how much can this defense hold like a Chiefs?
Yeah.
Like that's like the real question, I think, because the Chiefs are a different animal.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's why the Steelers are number 2 and the Chiefs are number 1.
yeah.
Did we all have
No,
Steelers
we all
there?
got
Okay.
Yeah. So we all have
So we
Chiefs
all-
at 1, obviously. They're good.
The Chiefs
It's unbelievable.
are very good at football.
Hey,
Terry
Philip,
Killer's
where you
an animal.
at?
Philip, I hope you didn't leave. We really enjoy your company.
Patrick Mahomes is the best football player right now, bar none, and he's playing at a level that I don't think we've seen in a long time, and it's unbelievable.
All right, so let's move on to our weekly awards. Jack, if you want to kick us off again, give us our Rookie of the Week.
Rookie of the Week, I got Antonio Gibson. I forgot how many rushing yards he had exactly, but
116.
116, 3 touchdowns. He put together about 30 passing
That might be
receiving yards. Just had himself an absolute game against a beat-up Cowboys team, but he got it done.
Yeah, for my Rookie of the Week, I had Jeremy Chin of the Carolina Panthers, 2 defensive touchdowns on back-to-back plays, but also he had 13 tackles against the Vikings. He had a really good game, and he was one of the reasons why they stuck in it for so long and obviously lost at the end.
Seattle at 2.
Yeah, Jeremy Chin had a great game.
Bruh.
Seattle at 2.
All right, now you're
He
trolling.
doesn't even have the Steelers at 3.
The Steelers at 4.
Who's at 3 for him?
The Packers.
All right, for my Rookie of the Week, I also had Jeremy Chin. Great week out of him. Not to like, he's played good all year, which I think not a lot of people have noticed. But now that he got those 2 touchdowns under the belt, I think that he's going to be. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I third Jeremy Chin. He's been running all over the field a lot and got rewarded with some titters this week. Jack, didn't you have another thing to say about this?
Yeah, honorable mention.
Oh,
Javon
my
Kinlaw.
God.
You don't do honorable
Honorable
mentions.
mention, bro.
He picked off Jared Goff, who was supposedly
Is a what? What did I say? A good quarterback.
I
He
feel-
is a good
He is the
quarterback.
I'm not saying
quarterback.
he's not a good quarterback, but I
Yeah.
feel like you guys put him on like an elite tier. Would you
I
guys say?
didn't say
I got,
elite.
would you, what was he top 10?
No,
Top 10.
absolutely
Probably.
not.
Let me look up.
No
I would
way.
have to look at.
Okay.
I wouldn't say. So,
I would put him
'cause
at
Kirk's better
around
than
the
him.
16 mark, I think.
Wow.
15,
Yeah, I'd
16.
go 14. All right, Jack, who do you have for let's go clutch player of the week.
I'm new to this. I did not have a clutch player of the week.
Classic. All right, so for my clutch player of the week, I have Chad Beebe. You make a fatal mistake, well, what looked like a fatal mistake at the end of the game by muffing a punt, and then you come back and you catch the game-winning touchdown for your first ever in the National Football League. That's pretty clutch to me. I mean, small kid, but he made a huge play and won the Vikings the game. What a drive by Kirk, by the way. Oh, my God. It took 50 seconds, and they were down the field for a touchdown.
That was
Anyway,
pretty phenomenal.
I digress.
I got Chad Beebe here as well. Shout out to him for keeping his head up and just moving on to the next play.
I got Cam Newton for leading a game-winning drive versus the Arizona Cardinals. And the run on 3rd and 13, and he took a lick. That was a terrible call.
Is there an asterisk? Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault.
It's
they
not.
called
I think it was a bad call.
And then Nick Folk drilled a 50-yarder. No.
Yeah, and then
This
on
is
they
a
go. On they go. You know, I thought that was pretty impressive by them. You know, getting a huge win. I don't think people really realize that they're like a game or 2 games out of the
Yeah.
playoffs.
All right, Jack, since we don't know what categories you have, feel free to pick your own.
I think I got the rest of them. Choke of the week. I got the Rams. If they would have won, they would have been leading their division. Instead, Jared Goff decided to throw a couple picks, and now they're
You
no
disagree
longer-
with the BB?
What? I don't
Anyway.
like this guy.
No.
I digress.
This guy's a beast.
The Rams were my choke of the week.
My choke of the
Sorry to
week
interrupt,
is
Jack.
the Arizona Cardinals. I think they're actively trying to lose a playoff spot. The Vikings lose to the Cowboys, and that should have been it. But now they're struggling against the Patriots, and they're not playing good football whatsoever. They got to figure it out because you got the Vikings, even the 49ers, they're kind of right on their tails. And, they got to figure it out before they end up losing a playoff spot.
Disappointment.
Choke.
My choke of the week is Zane Gonzalez missed a field goal that would have ended up being critical in that game. Going off Pat, that's just one of the reasons the Cardinals
Pat,
lost that game.
No, we like you. We like you, Phil.
I didn't say I didn't like
Who said that?
Phil, we really appreciate
Brady
you being
did.
here.
I did.
Brady.
I mean, darn.
Come on. It's okay.
He's like you.
Philip's a buzzer. We have to respect Philip.
Then respect Chad.
All right, we'll move on.
We'll move on. My choke of the week, Joey Sly, for talking all that shit about how he can make these long field goals and then just shanking one for the win. Okay. You go, Jack. Here you go.
Disappointment of the week, I got the Raiders getting absolutely slapped by the Falcons. 43-6. They put together no offense. Josh Jacobs got hurt. I believe he's okay. I think it's just a rolled ankle issue, but yeah, their offense was lost. And yeah, they were pretty disappointing to watch.
I also have the Raiders. It's kind of hard not to. They were the better team, you would think, and it just looked like a freshman basketball team playing a college team. Yeah, my other disappointment, I guess, would be the Colts. I mean, just got outclassed by the Titans. They were playing really good football, and they lose the division on top of just losing the game. So they have an easy schedule coming up for the most part. So I expect them to make a run. I think they have the Texans twice, which should be nice, but who knows? So yeah, I'm disappointed by the Colts. They're my hot pick to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Where we're doing disappointment.
I picked the Raiders as well. It's pretty hard not to. Yeah, that was just a really surprising game. Surprising blowout.
Yeah, I also got the Raiders, but Philip pulling up in here at the Denver quarterbacks at this point of the week, got to be up there. No, dude, they literally sat out because they weren't wearing masks.
I'm disappointed in the guys that didn't wear the masks.
Like, yeah, oh yeah. I mean, if you get COVID, you get it. Like, it happens.
Yeah,
but
you can't get mad at Hinton.
Yeah, no, we're not mad at Hinton.
Okay,
dude, he did his best. We're just saying the guys, if they would have wore their masks, they could have played.
Yeah,
it's just like,
yeah,
mask, whatever. But like, just do what they tell you to do. It's not hard,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, nothing against the wide receiver that they had start. I mean, I think he played college or
he backed up college. A little.
No, he played 3 years.
He backed up and then
threw for 900
yards. He started at wide receiver.
Yeah, so
he threw for 900 yards last year.
Yeah, so we didn't expect much out of him.
He played 3 years at
quarterback. I thought he started at wide receiver.
Drew Lock, if you want to be the leader, I mean, you can't go out because you're not wearing a mask. I mean, yeah, that is disappointing. You can't like
that's why they all got
because
they were hanging out, all the quarterbacks, and Ripken got COVID. And since they weren't wearing masks, they had to
and someone snitched on them in the organization. That's the only reason they found out.
Well, yeah, but again, just wear your mask.
I'm not saying that.
I didn't know that.
Was it? But they were like fine. And then one of the people that worked for the Broncos was like, hey, these guys were hanging out the other day in the team room and they weren't wearing masks. So then they went and checked the video, and that's how they got caught.
That is kind of crazy.
All right, so what's one we got left? Big brain or clock management?
We got a clock management blunder. The Carolina Panthers with a terrible clock management this week. What were they? There was how much time was left? A minute 20 or a minute 10, and the Vikings have no timeouts left. It's 3rd and goal. You run that ball. If you don't get it, you don't get it. But then you leave 40 less seconds to the Vikings, and they needed those seconds to score the touchdown if they scored. Yeah, I thought that was pretty terrible by them. What do you guys have anything to say on that clock management?
It was really bad. I mean, it was hard to not notice how rough that was, but yeah.
No, that's about it.
Okay. Oh, and then we have our big man moment of the week.
Oh, sure.
Did we not say MVP of the week?
We have not yet.
Oh, we totally skipped it. We're gonna save.
I think it's
fine. We'll do big man
we all
first.
have the same one.
If it's not Tyreek Hill, then it's
no. It's not Tyreek Hill.
It is Tyreek.
It's not Derrick Henry.
Who is it?
It's Preston Smith.
Oh,
yes.
My bad.
Come on.
Preston Smith, massive week. Massive.
Let's go, Preston.
Yeah, so did you want to do your big man?
Yeah, we got a big man moment of the week. Javon Kinlaw. Who did he pick off?
The quarterback for the Rams.
Yeah. 49ers defensive lineman picked off the quote-unquote elite quarterback.
Who said he was elite?
No one said he's elite. I was just putting it out there. Picked him off, and he rumbled and stumbled down the field for a touchdown. And that was actually, they won by one score.
Was he a D tackle?
Yeah.
There you go.
Rookie, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
From is he from
South Carolina,
South Carolina? He's not the TCU. Oh, that's Blacklock from TCU.
and he's bums.
All right, so let's do our hypothetical, allegedly lock of the week. Once again, we cannot gamble where we live. We are unable to. However, if anyone out there can gamble and they would like to hear our picks, how did you guys do last week?
I missed, but it was intentional. So I picked the Bears plus 8.5.
Okay.
I don't know.
You had the Giants, and they did not
no,
cover.
No, the Giants did not cover. That was a miss.
I would like to say that I had the Bills -5 against the Chargers. They covered by 4.5 extra points. They won by 10.
Really?
I am 2-1-1 on the season. I would tail me if you could. I'm kind of hot right now. So going off of that, my pick for the week.
That's actually facts. It's always
Who's the best coach in the league? Good question, Philip.
My pick for the week is the Saints against the Falcons. Saints by 2.5. The Falcons, yeah, they're gonna. So they opened as +3.5, and the line already moved down to 2.5. And that's because people are really high on the Falcons right now because they blew the door off of the Raiders, and the Saints are still starting Taysom Hill. No, this Saints team is much better than the Falcons team. I really don't care who they have at quarterback. You don't have to do a lot when you're Taysom Hill. You have Kamara, you have Michael Thomas, you have a ton of weapons. I trust the Saints to win this game by more than 2.5 points on the road at Atlanta.
I don't
Let me see what
like these lines this week.
I really like the Saints line.
All right, so Jack's gonna ride with me.
I'm riding with it, but I have a separate one.
He sees a hot
Yeah.
guy. He's gonna ride with him.
Eagles plus 8.5 versus the Packers. That has to be my hypothetical alleged lock of the week. It worked last week, so hopefully it works again. The Packers smoke them by more than that, but see how it goes.
Man, I don't like any of them, and I've not been hot, so we'll just send it here. I'll go Lions +3. Matt Stafford, Galladay's back.
Who they play?
Let's ride. Playing the Bears +3.
Is Galladay back?
Like almost 100% sure, but could be wrong.
Okay.
All right, question. Well, you got two of those too. He's got two of everything, so it's like having two guests on.
My hypothetical alleged lock of the week is Packers -8.5. Hate to do this to you, Wyman.
Ooh,
Dude, I don't know. Oh my
good.
gosh.
Oh.
But the Packers, one thing they've shown this season is when they play bad teams, they beat them by double-digit points. So I expect that to happen.
I really hope you're right, my guy.
All right.
Oh, we got a question.
Oh, we got a question.
We got a couple
Who's the best
questions.
coach in the NFL?
Bill Belichick.
Oh, Philip likes your pick.
Thank you, Philip.
If Marvin Jones plays,
I think if it's Kenny Galladay,
how he can play.
Kenny Galladay when he's on the
Galladay's a
field,
stud.
look at the splits. When
Yeah,
Kenny Galladay is on the field, they are a much
they're a
better
way
team.
better
They
team.
win.
They're like 7 points better when he plays.
Yeah, and they win more games. Like he correlates to wins.
Yeah.
So yeah, with Galladay back,
Who's
I
the best
like
coach
that
in the
pick,
league?
especially because
Bill
the Bears
Belichick.
suck.
I think it's Belichick.
I think it's Belichick, and I don't think it's close. I think Andy Reid has grown to become one of the best offensive minds in football, and he's doing a lot of interesting stuff with what he's got on offense. But I think Bill Belichick.
But Belichick dominated with the Tom Brady, and
Yeah, and now we're seeing
Patrick Mahomes is like he's got all the toys in the
Yeah.
book. Andy Reid does.
Yeah.
I think obviously you never saw this until kind of last year where you could kind of tell they weren't Belichick and Brady weren't eye to eye. But I heard something that Bruce said that Tom Brady is calling the plays now. And Bruce Arians is supposed to be the quarterback whisperer, offensive genius, and Tom Brady is now calling the plays. Tom has never been an outspoken guy, but for there to already be that chaos in the locker room that Belichick contained for over 15 years and won Super Bowls with it, I think it's Bill Belichick easily. And you look at the Patriots this year, a lot of their guys sit out due to COVID.
Almost 3 of their defensive studs.
Right. Brand new quarterback, completely new system. Everyone's new in the facility. And they're still okay. They're not a bad team. I mean, they can beat teams like the Cardinals. So I think it's Bill Belichick. I want to shout out Frank Reich of the Colts. I think he's a really good coach too. Sean Payton's good, as you guys mentioned, Andy Reid. But I think we're all pretty much in agreement about Belichick, right?
Yeah.
He also said he'd like to see a young defensive-minded coach because it seems like all these young guys are like offensive.
Like
Yeah.
Kingsbury and
Oh, what about Salas of the DC of the 49ers?
If
got-
he could go head coach somewhere,
Yeah, I think he
that would
will.
be
I think he
interesting.
will. So yeah, I think that answers that.
Definitely.
Um,
Thank you for the question.
Joel. We had a good question.
Oh yeah, we had a question.
The
from
question
them.
was if Kendall Hinton will ever play in the NFL again.
Will he ever see the field again? Anyway,
Not
at quarterback.
spot. No.
Well, no.
That's not
he's
the-
just saying will he see the field again.
I don't know how good of a wide
the-
receiver. he
yeah.
is.
But
I mean-
did you think that the performance put a damper on,
Shouldn't.
or do you
Shouldn't at
think
all.
it did the opposite?
elevate
and they were
it.
like,
He's a gamer.
yeah, that's
Like,
that. I
yeah.
think that was what the question was. Did
Yeah,
it
I think
elevate
that-
or take away?
I mean, regardless, he got like people. I didn't know his name going into
No.
this. I mean,
I
people
don't
know
think
about
many
him a little
people-
bit more. People might have seen something that they liked as far as athleticism and willing to go in there and.
he looked. I mean, he wasn't good, but he looked like he wanted. Like he didn't look like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah, and like you're not going to sign a wide receiver that you want to throw the ball. Like that's not something you're concerned about.
Did you guys see that they tried to get their assistant coach to play quarterback?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the NFL
That's
said no.
wild.
But they're like, I get the NFL though, because they don't want people stockpiling like emergency quarterbacks as assistant coaches on their teams
Yeah.
right now, which is kind of hilarious, but also pretty
Just
interesting.
trash coaches that can low key.
Yeah, just like a kind of
swing
a
it.
baller.
Yeah.
Just like your only job is to know the playbook.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll hop into my hot take of the week.
Pat's not taking the word.
All right,
What was
So-
it last week?
the Colts making going to
Oh, okay.
represent. That was a future one, so
And they heard you and just shit the bed.
Yeah, they
but
did.
it's future bad. So.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to the well. I'm gonna bring it back to the New York Football Giants, and this one's a bit tentative.
Wow.
But Daniel Jones got hurt last game against the Bengals. He came out of the game, and it's looking doubtful that he'll play this week against the Seahawks, but it's a possibility. If Daniel Jones plays this week, they're going to go into Seattle and beat the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks, they play down to their competition. The Giants are a very sneaky good team. I think this is the one game that the Giants need to bear down on and say, hey, if we win this game, because it's a race to 6 wins. If we win this game,
Philip says just no, and I agree.
I mean,
Yes.
Philip, here's the thing. You have to understand this is a hot take. I mean, do I think it's going to happen? No, but it's mostly like a
What?
If you don't
That's the-
fully
don't
stand
ever
on
You don't
hot
believe
take,
it?
It's like
You don't believe in your
You're
hot
a
takes?
fraud.
no,
it's a medium to lukewarm cold. take.
no. It's a very spicy take. No one's going to take the Giants to win this game.
Would you?
If I could, I'll put money on this game.
If you could?
If I could,
Okay.
Okay.
What if you can?
I can't. So that's
Okay.
not a
It
possibility.
was a trick question.
No,
you almost got
I
him.
know.
If Colt McCoy starts, throw this game out the window. Colt McCoy, I don't trust him at all. I don't really trust Daniel Jones either, but I like Daniel
Enough.
Jones. I think he's better than Jared Goff.
Wow.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. But
Just kidding.
circle
Yeah,
this
just
game.
kidding.
I think the Giants hang around, especially if Daniel Jones plays, and I think they can very well win this game.
Okay, that's definitely a hot take. Philip had a question. He said, could Saban's success at the college level translate?
Didn't we already see that?
No, we haven't talked about it.
No,
Or
we
did-
just-
see it.
Sure, like a
Didn't he
while
coach for the
ago.
Dolphins?
Yeah, a while ago.
Well, the thing is, what Saban's the best at is recruiting.
Yeah.
And you can kind of recruit guys, not really.
I would argue that Saban is
Oh, he's
best for the
exhausted.
college level because he's able to turn not NFL ready guys into NFL
We can't hear
ready
you.
guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Again, for those of you that didn't hear it because the microphone wasn't in my hand, Nick Saban is best at turning college guys into NFL ready guys. So, I mean, I think he would do fine in the NFL, but he just does so much more benefit at the collegiate level.
I think when you look at coaches making the leap from college to the pros, yeah, recruiting, you got to throw that out pretty much. But then you look at guys like Cliff Kingsbury, and they're coming in with systems, like complete systems, like air raid. We're gonna throw the ball around. And I don't know that Saban like has a system behind him. He's just a great recruiter and a great coach. I don't know that he has like a defensive scheme or a offensive scheme that's going to be unique to the NFL and take it by storm. Could he be successful? Sure. I think he's still a great coach, but I don't think it'll interest him. and B, I don't see it as a great fit.
Like I'm not sure if the Jets had Nick Saban this season that they.
No, I don't think anything would be all that much different.
Might have won like 1 or 2 games.
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
like, what's
Maybe.
the point at that point?
Maybe.
Sorry, go ahead. No.
No, we don't know that the mic doesn't do anything. Thanks for the heads
It's
up.
a Bluetooth
We
mic.
didn't know there's no cord in it or anything.
Who said that?
Thank you, Ryan Wilhelm. Thank you. Wilhelm? Sorry. Sorry, Wilhelm. No, we didn't know. But I think that does it. Jack, thanks for coming on. I can't promise you'll be on ever again, but you never know.
It was fun while it lasted.
So, any more questions from the field? Before
Yeah,
we
any
sign
more
off?
questions from our 74 viewers?
And Lamar Jackson, who's obviously on right now watching us.
Has any thoughts changed on Le'Veon Bell's character?
No.
Hard to read sarcasm over text. Good one, Wilhelm.
All right, I think you should wrap it up.
All right.
Let them know where they can find us. Or do we
Wait,
get
wait,
one more
wait.
question?
Chiefs are locked to win the Super Bowl.
No.
Hell no.
In my mind, yeah.
It's theirs to lose, though. Let's tell them where they
Yeah.
can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Twitter at the Huddle Pod. Yeah, give us a follow there. We post. This will go out on Spotify. We'll post the link. We post some other things throughout the week of the NFL. So
Give the Twitter a follow.
give us a follow. Yeah.
Also,
We-
subscribe to Blitz Highlights
Yeah.
if you're not subscribed already.
both of those we'd really appreciate. If you enjoyed the podcast, feel free to share it with some friends. We do this every week, usually on Tuesdays, but with a unique schedule.
But
in the
usually on
NFL.
Mondays.
Usually on Mondays, but with a
It'll be later in the week next
Next
week
Tuesday,
as well because
'cause of
there's
the-
2 Monday night
yeah.
games and 1 Tuesday night.
Should do it after the last game is usually how we go.
Yeah.
Jack, thanks for coming on. It was a
Yeah,
blast
it's
having
great
you.
to have.
Yeah,
Great to
yeah.
be here.
Yeah.
Great to host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. We'll see you on week 13. See ya.
All right, come on.